Hi, and welcome to Chromatic Knits. My name is Michelle, and I'm coming to you from Arkansas. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this knitting journey. Welcome to everyone that's new, and welcome back to everyone who's coming back from the first episode. We had way more people watch it than I thought would, so that's fantastic. I'm so excited to be back. And I have some great things to go over with you in addition to some information about a giveaway. So I love giving things away. I love being able to share the love with people. So be on the lookout for that. That will be at the end of the podcast. But first, let's talk about some knitting. If you hear some puppies happening, I do have a 7-month-old puppy. So she is running around and we are watching our neighbor's dog as well, so occasionally they get up to things and there's just no stopping the puppy madness once it starts. So I'm hoping that they don't, but just in case that happens, that is what's happening here today, real life. I hope that today's lighting is a little bit better than last week's, and let's get into it. So starting out, I have an FO. I finished my first pair of socks ever. I'm so excited. So I finished them. They're so big they won't even fit on the screen. Yes, so I finished them. They're fantastic. Size 10.5 men's shoe size. Lots of knitting happening. But I finally finished the second sock this morning actually, and just in time to podcast. So I was very excited about that. This is, again, the vanilla sock pattern on 9-inch circulars by the Crazy Sock Lady. So her pattern comes with a heel flap and gusset. So she does a slip stitch heel flap, if you can see that. And I love it. It was very addicting. I understand now why people get addicted to knitting socks. I am so excited and already thinking about the next pair that I want to cast on. The only edit or the only change that I made to this pair of socks was I did not do the number of rib rows that it says to do, mainly because I can't count. And I got so excited and I just wanted to start knitting. And then all of a sudden I realized that I stopped the rib too soon. And I just had to make the other one match. So I was like, well, guess we're doing that now. So I think it's about 12 rows or so instead of 20. But you know what? It's my first pair. We did it. That's honestly what matters at that point. So I love this yarn as well. This is Knit Pick Stroll, and I used size 1 ChowGoo the mini interchangeable set that they have, and they're 9-inch circular needles. And in the pattern, it actually, and in her instruction video, which I also watched, because again, first pair of socks ever. So in her video, she recommends possibly doing the heel with the 9-inch circular. She shows you how to do that, but then she also shows you how to do the heel on DPNs, which I have never done before. So I did the entire sock on 9-inch circulars, and then she has you do the toe decreases with magic loop or DPNs, whichever one you want to do. And actually, I just did it on 9-inch circulars and it was fine. Like, it gets a little rough around the Kitchener when you get down to 16 stitches total, which is 8 stitches on each side. But otherwise, totally fine. So I'm so excited that those are done. I will be giving them to the recipient in a little bit over a week. So I will give you an update if they fit. I really hope that they do. Please, knitting gods, let them fit. Do the thing. I really, really hope they do, because this was a lot of time and a lot of energy and just a lot of knitting. Just a lot of knitting. So yeah, but anyway, first pair of socks, done. So excited. So I knit on a few other things this week. I knit on a new cast on, because obviously, why would I work on my whips? Why would I do that? It's not like I have a whole pile of them somewhere. No big deal. Right. So this is in my Fancy Boy Designs bag. In case you didn't already figure this out, I am a nerd. I love all the nerdy things, including Star Wars. So this just says Millennium Falcon, if you see this writing right there. And it's Star Wars. It's the same fabric that they have on the bottom on the inside. So love it. This is the first time I've ever used this bag. First bag I've ever gotten from this designer, but I love it. It's the perfect size for so many projects and highly recommend. But yeah, so you'll see many other nerdy things from me. Love Star Wars, Harry Potter, superheroes, all the things. So if any of you are nerds like me, let me know. I would love to hear about it. So, not this summer. So we just had Shark Week, just finished. But Shark Week of 2020, Jimmy Bean's Wool came out with a kit. So they came out with a shark mittens kit. And I have somebody in my life who loves sharks. So my partner loves sharks. And so I decided to make these mittens as a gift. So if you can see, it's kind of hard to tell because there's not a ton of contrast happening between the teal and the silver in the pictures, but the teal is actually a lot brighter in real life than it is in the pictures. So it'll be a little bit more contrasty. So it does come with the option to make it a full mitten with the full fingers covering, or you can do a fingerless mitt, so you can kind of stop it before the fingers. I'm choosing to do the full mitten, and they give you, with the kit, you get 2 partial skeins of Madeline Tosh Euro sock. So the silver is called the Turn colorway, and the teal color is Nassau Blue. So you get 217 yards of the blue and 145 yards of the silver. And then you knit this on US size 2 needles on DPNs. So I am using, these are the silver plated DPNs from Knit Picks. So I'm using these for this project. This is my first project ever using solely DPNs. So I've done things on DPNs, like done like a thumb from a mitten or something, but I've not done a full project on DPNs before. So this will be interesting. I am really liking it so far though. I'm kind of surprised by that. I thought I wouldn't. I thought I'd be 100% like magic loop or circulars, but it's coming along. So I don't know if you can see there, but you've got kind of the head of the shark, and then it alternates between the head and the tail. So that's the tail of the shark. And then I've got another head of a shark over there. So it's got 3 sharks on this side. And then this side is just interspersed stitches. So you can kind of see every other one is silver and every other one is teal. So you see this a lot, like in Norwegian knitting, in sweaters and things like that. Or you'll see like every couple, and then you'll see a pop. So it'll be like 2 black and then 1 white or something. So you'll see a lot of patterns like that, but this is coming together. I'm loving it. And then my stitch marker says, all you knit is love. Da, 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 da. Love it. And this came actually free with an order from A Needle Runs Through It, which is, they have their own Etsy shop. So if you go check them out, I love their stitch markers. So they have all kinds of stitch markers. So they have, I got some that were like Hamilton themed, and I got some that were Harry Potter themed, and I don't know, I got a bunch of them. Oh, there's some that are like not safe for work themed that I love, and there's one in there I love so much. It's like, that shit'll block out. Love it. Love that stitch marker. Makes me happy. It makes me smile every single time I see it. It's fantastic. So that is my first whip. Second whip is in my hedgehog bag, which I love. For fun fact about me, I used to own a hedgehog. not that long ago, and I love them. If hedgehogs are really tough to have as a pet, like they're really tough to handle. And what I mean by that is that you have to have a very controlled environment for them. So like they have to be at over 70 degrees all the time. So they come from Africa. Generally, they're also European species of hedgehogs, but the most popular is the African pygmy hedgehog. So you have to have a heat source all the time, similar to like anything you'd have in a terrarium, like lizards and snakes and stuff. But then you also have to have like an open air cage for them so that they can run around, and then you need a wheel because they run at night. But here's the thing about hedgehogs that they don't tell you. You know what hedgehogs do to get away from predators, or to lead predators away from their burrow? They pee and poop when they run. What? But why? So it's a hot mess all the time. So you're constantly cleaning up after them, constantly cleaning, and they can get a lot of different illnesses, and they can also carry salmonella. So you have to be careful when you handle hedgehogs. And then they also lick their quills. So like they create this foam and they put it on their quills of all the things that smell good to them. And then when they prick you, you get these little bumps, this little rash, and it's the worst. It takes forever to go away, which sucks when you handle them every day. But anyway, I loved her so much. I would not change my time with her for the world. Having a hedgehog is extremely rewarding once they get to know you and once they trust you. But if I had to choose to get a pet again, I would not get a hedgehog. But I still love them nonetheless. So this is my hedgehog bag. This is by Longview Creations. Again, this is from Etsy. This is very thick material. It's like double lined. And inside of it is my Rosy Bloom shawl, which I said I would be starting. So this is a hot mess. But anyway, so this shawl is a triangle shawl, and you start out with a garter section, if you can even see that. Mohair everywhere. Okay, so you start out with this triangle section. This is all garter stitch. You're just doing garter, and then you're doing some increases as you go out. And then basically how the shawl is structured is you have a garter section at the point, and then you have some brioche along the edges, and then you have a lace section in the middle. So you alternate between the wool. So this wool is West wool. So this was a kit from Stephen West store, Stephen and Penelope. This is a Stephen West pattern. And this is their bicycle base, which is 90% Falkland Merino, 10% Texel. And this is in the Glühwein colorway. So you get 2 skeins of this. So this is 100 grams, 350 meters. And then you get 1 skein of Hedgehog's Alpaca Cloud, which is 66% alpaca, 34% silk. And this is in the Ghost colorway. So it looks like this. It's like a very light purple, lilac-y color. And this is so soft. If you have not felt Hedgehog Fibers Alpaca Cloud, it is so soft. This is gonna be so soft and so warm, but so soft. Which is gonna be rough because I live in Arkansas, but my family is from Wisconsin, so I'm originally from Wisconsin. And, well, I grew up in Wisconsin anyway. Moved around a lot, doesn't matter. Anyway, so I'm hoping, I'm like, yes, so when I visit them, I'll have a nice warm shawl to wear while I'm up there, and then I won't like freeze and turn into a popsicle. And then the needles that I'm using are Chowgu red lace. They are there's 32-inch needles, size 5 or 3.75 millimeters. I have a set of the interchangeable Chow-Goos, but I prefer the fixed because I don't know what it is about my knitting, but the interchangeables, like no matter how well I tighten them with the key, they come undone like 4 minutes later. So I'm constantly checking them. Like I'm so paranoid that they're gonna come undone, that I'm constantly twisting them and constantly checking them. It's crazy. So this was this. All right. Now, on to acquisitions. So I have some awesome things that I purchased. Some of them are yarn, some of them are not. One of them is this. This is Tuft Woolen's Lanolin Rich Hand and Body Balm and their Cranberry Pucker scent. This stuff, I've been using it for the past couple days since I got it. And on my hands, and my hands are so freaking soft now. Like I can't even explain. This is amazing. If you have like rough hands that catch on your yarn, highly recommend Tuft Woolen's. Highly recommend. And I'm looking into getting some Tuft Woolen's sock soap. But if you have any recommendations for sock soap, I am very open. So I want something that's going to have a really good scent to it, that most people are going to be able to handle, because I got Soak. So my first bottle ever, and only bottle I've ever bought, was Soak, and it was unscented. But I'm like, if I'm gonna wash it, I want it to like smell good. I want it to be like Gain commercial smelling good. You know what I mean? Where people just like walk up to other people and they're like sniffing their clothes and they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like I want that, but with my sock soap / wool soak. So I'm not just gonna use it for socks. So if you have if there's a bar that you love, if there's a liquid soap that you love, comment down below. I would love that, because I am on the hunt to find the perfect soap for me. So I purchased that. So I got this from the Grocery Girls website because they are stocking this now. And this is the 10 gram size. And then I got this. So I've been wanting to get Embody, but for a long time. This is by Jacqueline C. Slack, and it was printed by Pom Pom Press, who are the people who write and publish the Pom Pom magazine. And so basically Jacqueline she wrote this letter in here basically about like loving your body for who you are now. So as a bigger person myself, I don't know why, I keep falling into this trap where I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna make that because I'm gonna be smaller soon, so why would I waste my time? Instead of celebrating myself as I am, I'm like always thinking like, well, I'm gonna lose weight and then it's not gonna fit, and why bother? Instead of being like, I deserve to have nice things now, not 6 months from now. So yeah. So it's all about like appreciating yourself and making stuff for your body size, because a lot of times patterns are not size inclusive. So it's all about how to do that and how to make them more, how to edit them for your body. So she has 3 patterns in here. She has the Darren, which is, she has 2 knitted patterns and a sewing pattern in here. So the Darren is a sweater pattern, but she shows you how you can use it. So she talks about like getting these staples for your wardrobe where you can use them with other things and make them into multiple pieces of your wardrobe. And I'll kind of mix and match. So I'll kind of show you what that means. So this is the Darren. So this is the sweater. So she made a full length sweater. version, but then she also made a crop top t-shirt version, as well as a cardigan version. So there's so many different versions. There's a vest version. There's a dress version. So there's a bunch of different versions in here, and then she tells you how to figure out the sizing depending on every measurement. So she does like bicep size, she does chest size, upper chest, lower chest size, she does length, she does shoulder width, back neck width, armhole depth, neck depth, body length, if you want to do a crop or a full length, sleeve length, short or long, cuff circumference. So she has a ton of different adjustments for you to make based on your size. So that's the first pattern in here. There's a ton of information on here on how to customize it for your size to make it fit. And then she has the Elsem, which is a shawl pattern. I'll show you right there. And it is a very long shawl. Like, hold on, there's a picture in here of her wearing it. Like, it is a very long shawl pattern. So it goes down pretty far. And, but it's very pretty. I like it a lot. You know, she's got it wrapped around her neck like that. It's super pretty. So, and I mean, I could always shorten it. Just stop knitting, right? Just stop knitting. Or just jump to the end. And then the last one is a sewing project. So she has it where it can be a shirt. So this is like a crop top, short sleeve. And then she also has it where it can be like a tunic, like a sleeveless tunic. It's nice and flowy. And then she has it where it can be a dress with pockets, if you want to do pockets. That's a sleeveless dress, and then she has a long sleeve dress version. So there's a ton of different versions of this. There's all these different versions, if you can see that. So yeah, so it's very versatile. I personally am not a sewist. I don't sew unless it's like there's a hole in something, like unless I'm mending something, like a strap came off of my bag, like that kind of stuff I'm down for. But like my own clothes, I'm not down for that, unfortunately. But if I was, I would definitely use this 110%. So, but I really love the letter that she put in here. It's very lovely about how she like accepted her body the way it is, and about how she decided to just start making her own clothes because she couldn't find clothes that fit her. And that's how she started designing. And I'm like, that is amazing. Like, how inspiring is that? It's fantastic. So 10 out of 10. They had these also. I also got this from the Grocery Girls. I believe they still have them in their shop, but I would double check. But that's where I got this from. And I'm sure that anywhere that they sell pom-pom quarterly, they also sell that. And then, like I said, I got a ruler. I got a sock ruler. So this is the heel to toe or head to toes ruler. cottontailfarmva.etsy.com is who makes this. So the standard sock ruler is 10 inches long. But here's the thing. I was making socks for someone who has a size 10.5 men's shoes. So that's 10.75 inches, which means that the sock ruler is not long enough. So I had to find, this is the only ruler I could find that was 12 inches instead of 10. So I just needed that little extra. So if you have somebody in your life that has a larger size shoe or a larger size foot and you want to make sure that it's the right length, Highly recommend. It was very good. The only thing about it is that when you use 9-inch circulars, the opening is not very big. So putting this in, because those socks are knit cuff down. So being able to put this in there to the heel was really tough because I just didn't have enough room. But if I was using maybe DPNs or Magic Loop or literally anything else, it would have been a lot better, but it was just tricky to get this in there and not drop stitches. So that's the only comment that I have on this, is that it's a little wide. But other than that, it's really good. 10 out of 10. And then I mentioned last week that I am interested in starting a granny stripe blanket. Now, I have never crocheted in my life. Never. But my grandmother and my mother crocheted, which means that there's a crochet gene that was potentially passed to me. And what I mean by that is that I'm just going to YouTube it and figure it out. I hope. We'll see. So I got a set of Clover crochet hooks. So this is the Clover Amour crochet hook set. Sorry, it's really glary from the window outside. But, so I'm hoping, so these are the ones that I was recommended by some people that I know who actually crochet, who are actual crocheters, which I am not. So yeah, so I'm going to be using those to start my granny stripe blanket. And then I'm also hoping to just use them for things like picking up stitches if I drop a stitch and things like that. So hopefully I will figure that out and start it this week. Maybe. We'll see. But I'm going to be using the pattern from Attic 24. They have a pattern on their website. She has a pattern on her website that tells you like what to do and how to start and all that stuff. And then I'm going to see if I can find a tutorial on YouTube. If I do, it will link it next time if I start the granny stripe blanket, which I'm planning to, but you know, sometimes life happens. So we shall see what happens. To be continued. And then last acquisition. So a couple weeks ago, I went to Oklahoma to visit my partner's family. So naturally, I was like, do they have a yarn store? So I Googled, and they did, because I don't have an LYS, which sucks. But I went to Loops, which is in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Their slogan is "Knit the World Together," which I love, and they give you this nifty bag, which I also love. And I got 2 skeins while I was there. The first one is this is Hedgehog Fiber sock yarn. So I had them. Okay, so I moved to Arkansas from Indiana in April, and I lost my ball winder. I know, I have no idea where it is. So I'm in the process of starting to think about getting a new ball winder. So if you have any suggestions, please pop it into the comments. I would highly appreciate it. So I had them wind them. So this is Hedgehog Fiber sock yarn in the rosewood colorway, which I love. And then they had an entire wall of Oklahoma specific colorways and like Tulsa specific colorways. So of Madeline Tosh. So I was like, I have to get it. It's exclusive, like it's special. So I got my Oklahoma yarn. This is Madeline Tosh and their singles base. And this is called Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, which I love. So it's like a purpley blue color. If you can see that, that's pretty true to color. It's like a browny purpley blue. So I'm loving that. No idea what I'm going to use it for. I was just like, ooh, pretty yarn. Must be mine. So, and then I went to Oklahoma City, where I found Yarnitopia. Again, good old Google. It's magic. And they gave me this cool bag, which apparently you can get a discount if you have this bag and you bring it back. And they also had a wall of Madeline Tosh, which I loved. It wasn't like special colors or anything for them, but I saw this color, which is like a very bright magenta color, which I love. And I was like, this must go home with me. So this is their, let's see, Twist Light Base, which is a 75-25. And it's 420 yards, and their Wino Forever colorway is very soft, very thin, very soft. Once I figure out how to make socks for myself, I will use this, and it will be great because I have some yarn coming for me to practice socks. So in case you weren't aware, Knit Picks is having their summer sale right now. Yeah. And my wallet was like, don't buy anything. And I was like, but they have their summer 2021 Felici socks. Sock yarn out in fingering instead of worsted. And I was like, must buy 2 full sets. So I got they have a pack that's all of the different Felici 2021 summer colorways. So I got 2 packs, so I have 2 50-gram balls of each one, so I can make a full set of socks out of all of them. So some of them I will make for myself, some of them I will make for other people, but Knit Picks Felici and Knit Picks in general, is a magical place. It's a magical store full of yarn that is at a much better price point than a lot of other places. Not that I don't love indie dyed yarn, because I do, obviously, but sometimes it's just not in the budget to do that. So Knit Picks is an amazing alternative. They have wonderful yarn. I love it. Obviously, I made socks out of it already, among other things that you'll see coming up. And it's just a great alternative. So they have their huge sale. So I ordered Knit Picks Felici socks, which finally came out. And then I ordered some Knit Picks Stroll Hawthorne. They had, so normally it's like $16 a skein, like 100-gram skein. But they had them for like $5. And I was like, what? It's like, it must be mine. It must be mine. So I have it's a light gray plied with a white. So it's a very light color. So I'm planning on matching that with this like red that I have from Lola Bean Yarn Co. It's like a one-of-a-kind color. It doesn't have a colorway name. And her sock base. So I'm planning to match them together to make a long summer cardigan by Joji Locatelli. And I'm so excited. I've never made a cardigan. I've never made a garment. So I will be starting that hopefully as soon as I get that yarn, and hopefully once I figure out what kind of needles that I need to get, because I already got the pattern and I'm like already looking it over, and I'm like, I need to make this. I need to make it for myself because I love cardigans. I love wearing cardigans all the time. Summertime, wintertime, springtime, fall time, all the time. So that is on the list to make for next time. And then hopefully I will make some more, hopefully, we'll see, right? Some more progress on my whips, but we'll see. Giveaway, right? Last thing. Okay, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. So I want to have a giveaway once you reach 10 subscribers. I know you're like, 10, that's not very many, but I'm so excited to be doing this. So once we hit 10 subscribers, I'm going to pull a drawing, and that person is going to win some yarn. So please subscribe and please comment below. To be entered, you must subscribe and comment below. You can either tell me the other questions that I've already asked this episode. So that would be things like, what kind of wool soap do you use? What kind of ball winder do you recommend? And then if you don't want to do that, you can do, what is your favorite thing about summer. Like, what is your favorite thing to do? What is your favorite thing to eat? Doesn't matter. What's your favorite part of summer? So you can answer any of those questions or all of those questions below. Answering more than one question will not enter you more than one time. So everybody will only get one entry, which is the easiest way to do it. And then I will do a random comment generator to pick a winner, because I love giving things away and I love sharing all the joy of yarn. So enter below, let me know any and all of those questions. I would love to hear from you, or just anything in general. If you want to comment below, I would love to hear from you. And thank you so much for joining me. Happy knitting, and I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I will see you in a week. Bye.